Hello friends, welcome back to This Is the Police. In the last episode we set up a meeting with Laura, our estranged wife, thanks to Sally, her mother, who I think is in cahoots with someone, probably Mayor Rogers, tried to get us killed. Maybe, who knows. It may not have been that, but either way we were struck in the back of the head, and we ended up in a coma for about 24 days. This is now a few days on from that, and we're coming back to work. Day number 59. Our last day of work was day number 30, so the papers are absolutely satiated with news about, well, Jack Boyd. Police chief awakens from coma. Jack Boyd recovers from head injury. Jack Boyd unable to name attackers. And the car starts first time. Okay, we have a new officer. I don't like it. It's Krauser. My dog died yesterday and I'm just terribly depressed. Can I go home? No. Stovall Purdy Robbins is back. Nordlander is back as well. Simpson, Godbomber. Grant has gone hugely downhill. What's happened to Grant? Jesus. I don't know who this Krauser is, but we now have cassettes instead of... Oh dear. Ulrich's list. Oh. Apologies again. The issues with playing in windowed mode. Buy everything we can. I can buy these actually. Okay. Sweet Ginger Green's gone. I don't know how I feel about that. Back in Business, Carrie Burton. Was absolutely perfect song for today. Here we go. Blowing off the dust. Jack, while you were in the hospital, a hunt was declared on all cops. It's like all the criminals in the city suddenly went savage. They're cornering officers one by one and beating them to death. Our boys have even started refusing to ride out on calls alone. When the situation is really bad, even two will refuse to go. Jesus, right, well, I barely ever send anyone out alone anyway, so it doesn't really affect me much. And hire cops. Don't have anyone good. Chauncey Newbury, detective. Professionalism 700. Wow. Do earn 10% more again. We can improve the SWAT team. Make them work 3 times a day. Let's request SWAT upgrade and a raise. We don't really need any more officers. A passerby saw 3 teenagers setting fire to a parked car. According to an eyewitness, you can still catch them. They're just walking down the street, not even in a hurry. I need to pick Purdy, I need to pick Robbins. Stovall Robbins. Drug sales at the King Louis nightclub. Club patrons found a man lying unconscious in the bathroom due to an apparent drug overdose. Let's check out where we are investigation-wise. Are you telling me that in a month, Beasley and Glasgow didn't manage to find anything? I'm not believing it. The Dream Team quite happy there. Theft at the Everyday Mall. A security guard noticed a suspicious group of teenagers hiding things under their jackets as they walked past the checkout. When he asked them to stop, the teenagers scattered in all directions, then ran out of the store into the parking lot. The guard called the police and says they couldn't have gotten far. Purdy, Nordlander. Let's try out this Krauser. I'm not happy that there's a random officer here that we can't fire and we didn't hire. There were better options, surely.
415 in progress.
Reckless endangerment in the ghetto. An unidentified woman says that a strange surgeon is operating without a license from the basement of her house. He hardly looks like a real doctor. He's old, maybe senile, and always seems drunk. Stovall, Robbins, take Godbomber. Leave Simpson and Grant behind. We have a report on the theft. All went well, it seems. Investigation is starting into the drug sales. It's a 5 frame case. I'm feeling a little bit put out here. This is quite unsettling. Rape in a Chinatown dormitory. A student couldn't get into his room. It was locked from the inside, and he heard muffled cries coming from within. It sounded like someone was raping my girlfriend. Simpson and Grant, go ahead. In a dirty basement, a teetering old man is digging around inside a young man's ripped open stomach. Rush at the old man, order the old man to move slowly away from the patient, call an ambulance. Move slowly away from the patient, sir. That'll do it. We are getting a few little jumps here in the video, I think. This is not good. I'm sorry if it's making it unwatchable. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Report on the rape. Oh. Ouch. The girlfriend was just having a special moment with her new boyfriend. Jesus. Homicide at the hospital. Why can I only send 2 people for a homicide? A nurse reports that she saw an elderly woman cut off her husband's life support system after a car accident left him in a coma for months. I know his case was hopeless, but it's still murder, the greatest sin of all. According to the nurse, the woman has blocked off the entrance to the ward. I see. So it's not so much an active homicide as a passive one. Assault with an offensive weapon. A trucker just called in. He says a van stopped on the side of the road and 3 large men got out with shovels. Then someone fell to the ground out the back of the van. I think they had his hands tied up. They hit him in the head with one of the shovels and led him into the woods. That's a hit if ever I've seen one.
Forecasting complete.
We are cutting it a little bit close here, only leaving Simpson and Krause behind, but I think we'll manage. Report on the homicide. Well, we took her in. We don't give a fuck about any extenuating circumstances. Euthanasia is not for us.
We've got a situation.
The van is empty, but the engine is still warm. The area is silent and dark. Wait in ambush near the van, turn on a flashlight and run into the woods. Enter the forest, trying not to make any noise. Forest, noise. It's all gone well again.
9 testing in progress.
Armed robbery at the Sardius jewelry store. No, 10 seconds. That's definitely not enough time for the SWAT team to get back. Surely. No, it's not. So, we're going to send everyone. An eyewitness reports that five armed men burst into a jewellery store. A series of gunshots followed. Then a few minutes later, a girl staggered out of the store, bleeding from the stomach. She fell to the pavement, unconscious. We're just going to hope that the four of them can take this one on. Report on drug sales. This, I believe, is our first 3 frames, so we're not going to get anything from that. Report on hit and run. We now have 6 frames for this. This is the Mr. Patsy story. Ross Murphy, victim's limo driver. Mr. Patsy sometimes liked to walk the city at night. I had just taken him out after a long business dinner. We pulled up to the park near the monument, and I didn't notice anything suspicious, although there was a grey truck that didn't have any license plates. It followed us into the park from the restaurant, but then it turned off somewhere. Medical examiner, Mr. Patsy died immediately on impact. A heavy vehicle struck him at high speed. The bruises on his body show traces of a grille, so you might be looking for a jeep or truck. Soft tissue contained fragments of windshield, so it appears the blow was strong enough to throw his body into the air and through the windshield. The victim's clothes show traces of grey paint. Ivan Blazikovsky, passerby. I run in the park at night. Tonight I heard the roar of a motorcycle, so I went to check it out. I figured it was bikers who like to race on the empty roads, but when I ran closer, I saw the road was empty. Then I saw the body, so I called the police. Motorcycle tyre tracks and shattered glass were found at the crime scene. So chances are that was just bikers going past, because obviously motorbikes don't have windshields. At a nearby intersection, a surveillance camera recorded a group of bikers, and behind them you can make out a grey Jeep with a cracked windshield. Yeah. That is indeed a grey Jeep. This is a grey Jeep hitting Mr. Patsy. This is Mr. Patsy taking a stroll across a zebra crossing. That looks more like a truck, as does that. So we definitely only have maximum 4, minimum 2 on the right timeline there. We need 5, so that's not going to be enough. Any new frames? No. Let's just so say it was the son, John Kalis, and not Mr. Andre. Andre appears at the door, comes in, rings the doorbell. The boy answers the door. This one's really annoying me. It does say she was hit from behind, thus meaning it must be the kid, because Andre hits her from the front, according to that frame. Let's try and build it again. Right. Andre appears at the door. The woman goes to the door. All of these could potentially fit. It's really annoying. Just looking through them here, I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be John Kalis who did it, the son. But I don't know how many of the frames go. I don't know if any of the Andre frames are actually there. We seem to have two potential storylines. And it could honestly be either. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to get this. So let's have Miss Kalis go into the door. Let's... Oh, there was yelling. Yeah. It says it somewhere. I heard Fiona swearing with her brother. Right. So she answers the door. She's swearing with the brother. The brother leaves, leaving her looking angry in the background. Then she goes, takes it on the son who's playing computer games. The son hits her. No. Yes! The suspect is John Kalis, the victim's son. He killed his mother because she made him stop playing video games. Jesus fucking Christ. That was a haul. I'm sorry, that definitely won't have been the best few minutes of this YouTube channel, but by Christ, that case was awful. Armed robbery, situation serious. We still have Godbomber and Grant to send out as backup, so we're going to do so. I did just get a high encoding error there, so I hope everything's still alright. So we have a report on this case. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, we eventually managed it. Kodo is up to 700, Moser's up to 465, which is good.
910 complete.
Report on the armed robbery. Don't appear to be any issues. Well done. We found jewelry. That was a jewelry heist. That was unexpected. Well, you go ahead and sell that on, Mafia. So that was a 21-minute day, mostly thanks to spending probably about 8 or 9 minutes on the investigation. I do apologise for that, but it was necessary. So let's check out Shift B, see if we have any new cops here. No, we don't. Good. And no one appears to be any worse than they were when we left.
Impressive recovery, Mr. Boyd. I'm still not happy about how soon you're back to work. Well, not happy as your doctor. As a resident of Freiburg, I'm immensely grateful for it.
Really?
Just don't tell anyone, or they'll pull my license.
Well, thank you again for coming to see me at night.
Oh, well, whatever you need, Mr. Boyd. Any doctor in this town would come running any hour, day or night, you can believe me. You're not suffering from headaches. It says here that you are taking painkillers after a back injury. But the prescribed dose is enough to...
Dr. Kraczynski, you trust me?
And, sorry?
Do you trust me?
In what way, Mr. Boyd?
You think I'm an honest and reasonable man, Doctor?
You're joking, Mr. Boyd. Thanks to you, my wife finally agreed to buy a house here, and we've decided to have children. Thanks to you, I'm not afraid to visit my patients at night. I think you are the most honest and reasonable person in the city, Mr. Boyd.
Great. You see, Dr. Kraczynski, I'm an addict.
Wow.
Mr. Boyd, is...
Well, not a drug addict in the way you might imagine. I'm not some weak-willed junkie. Sometimes I stay clean so long that the tablets stay locked in the barn so long they go past the expiration date. But there are less pleasant stories.
You know what? Let's...
I once took a whole bottle right there in the barn. Passed out in my own vomit. I almost choked. I fought the convulsions, somehow managed to break 4 ribs. For 2 weeks my chest was so sore I wanted to die. But for those 2 weeks I kept swallowing pills. Couldn't stop.
If you want, I could...
I once took a dose right before a party at home. My wife Laura had some old friends over from college. And I didn't take that many, maybe 5 or 6 pills, but it felt like I'd taken a few hundred. I passed out while I was carrying a tray of drinks. On the way down, I knocked over a set of Laura's scented candles. The house almost burned down. The repairs took a good chunk from our savings.
Mr. Boyd, if you'll allow me, I just...
As you can see, Doctor, I'm well aware of the seriousness of the situation and the possible consequences. But sometimes I need the pills. I don't use the word lightly. Sometimes I've got to work on cases with more energy than I've got. I can't do it without them. And I know you want me doing my job. So tomorrow, I want you to come here and bring me some tablets. Lots of tablets. 10 bottles. No, better 15. Yeah, 15 bottles. The next 3 months are going to be extremely difficult, Doc.
I would like to discuss your...
You'll bring the pills, Doctor?
Yes, Mr. Boyd. Yes.
Very good. Look, I don't want to trouble you any further. I bet your family doesn't like you running away with me at night. I bet they'd rather I was still in that coma.
So, that was nice. Rumour, Kevin Paulson, next Freeburg Police Chief. Kevin Paulson preparing to take the helm at FPD. Mayor Rogers supports Kevin Paulson as next police chief. I trust my family. Ah, nepotism. Shift B looking great. Ah, actually, there is one. Van Dahl is hugely down on where he was before. That's about a minus 120. Jesus, what's happened to my cops? More requests from City Hall. Again, we get a raise. We're 1,757 a week. And we can improve the SWAT team. Let's have them work 4 times a day. God, 10,000 from that. The money at the park. I'm going to take everything because we lost a month. Any cops available in the market? Nope. Homicide in the ghetto. 2 teenagers sitting on some steps and smoking. A black man approached and asked for a cigarette. Go ask somebody else, monkey, the adolescents responded. Jesus. The man grew enraged, quickly pulled out a knife and drove it into the chest of one of the teens. According to the other teenager, who managed to escape, then he took her cigarette, quietly sat down on the steps, and started smoking. Hongdana, Kemp, and Van Dahl. We need to get Van Dahl back up to where he was at. So that's going to involve... He does have a 90% success rate, let's be honest. Ozaki has only failed 1 assignment.
11 in progress.
Rape in the residential area. Morris Queen heard from a neighbouring apartment a panicked female voice cry out, "Help! I'm being raped!" Then, according to him, all was quiet for a few seconds. Then I heard something about laundry detergent and bleach, and some music started playing. He's watching the TV, for Christ's sake. I have to send 2 people to this. Jorgensen and Murata go to that very obvious false alarm. Sorry for the noise, I'm relocating because I've been sitting here for a while. Important homicide. Dana Kemp Van Dahl. Success all round. Assault at the transformer vault. Electrician Jason Pruitt was conducting a regular inspection at a transformer substation and found a dirty, hairy bum who pounced on him like a wild bear. The homeless man bit him pretty severely, ripping a piece of flesh from his hand. The electrician was stunned, but managed to run away from the substation, leaving the suspect inside. 3 cops left, 3 cops to send. Murat and Jorgensen? Yep. It turns out Mr. Queen's neighbours had just bought a new TV and were watching some horror movies at full volume. I've never seen a more obvious false alarm. Carjacking in the city centre. 2 teenagers were lying in wait for the paramedics to go for their usual coffee, then they made off with their ambulance. We literally turned away for less than a minute. Pongdana Vandal. Jason Pruitt has lost consciousness and is shaking and convulsing on the ground. There's foam coming out of his mouth. Call the exorcist! Call an ambulance. Keep his head elevated and his airway clear. The homeless man is still hiding in the transformer structure. The entrance is smeared with blood. Knock to the door and step to one side. Shoot out the fuse with your sidearm and run inside. Open the door and order the man to exit the substation. Shoot out the fuse. Yeah. There you go. That's the second discharging of a gun by an officer. It's Cleanliness Day in Freeburg, which will be widely covered by the TV and media. 3 employees from all the city services, including the police, should come out to help clean up. We lose 3 good cops for the day. Let's report on the carjacking. Pongdana and Vandal. I can't believe it's day 60 now. That's... Massive fight at the dump. About a dozen homeless people were sifting through a landfill for valuables and came across a case with a combination lock. While they were deciding how to split the contents, the group began to fight. A few of them have knives. An eyewitness called the police and reports that some seem ready for a fight to the death. And this is a send everyone sort of situation. Yeah, I think we will actually just send everyone with the paddy wagon. All going well. Nothing will come in until at least they're on their way back. And it won't come in with a very short timer like that rape... yeah. No, the homicide in the ghetto did earlier. It came in with a 9-second timer or something. They're on their way back, that's fine. 28 seconds to react to this public indecency call at the Beatbusters Dance Studio. One bum fight broken up. They'll be back at about 10 seconds here. Attempted carjacking in a residential area. This actually takes priority. A woman called in to complain about a car alarm. This fucking howling woke me up. I have to get up for work tomorrow. I looked out the window and saw a dark figure duck into the alley. I think there's someone trying to steal a car. Pongdana Kubilius Subaki. Exotic dancer Marissa Gomez complained about a strange man in a raincoat. One of our rooms can be seen from the street. It's so we can attract customers. Customers, not perverts. This isn't the first time we chased this guy away. He comes all the time wearing a raincoat no matter what the weather, and it seems like he's touching himself. Ozaki, Vandal, go out there and teach him a bit of, manners and decency. That's not how you treat good, honest strippers.
311A
A fight at the King Louis nightclub. This is probably going to go unanswered.
Officer on scene.
It definitely is going to go unanswered now. A man is standing outside the window, pressing his nose against the glass and touching himself under his coat. Grab the man by the arm and throw him into the patrol car. And join the guy. Sir, slowly fasten your pants and put your hands behind your head. Throw him in the patrol car.
14 complete. 113A complete.
Attempted carjacking. No one is trying to steal cars. The vehicle's security system is too sensitive and reacts to even the slightest noise. A report on the hit and run. We've got a couple of new frames, and they appear to be pointing towards a truck. The surveillance camera definitely has a Jeep at the scene. Not a white truck. No, I'm sorry, I'm definitely not buying that that is...
311A complete.
We couldn't react to the fight at the nightclub. And a civilian was killed. That is actually our first failed assignment in a long time. And it was mostly just poor man management that caused it. Damn. Shift A looking good for tomorrow. Quite happy to end the day there.
Mr. Boyd, I'm going home. Do you need anything?
Oh, no, don't go. I need to talk to you. I won't keep you long. I just need to make one phone call and I'll be right out, okay?
Of course, Mr. Boyd.
Do you know what time it is?
I didn't mean, well, maybe I did. Guess I'm a son of a bitch.
Jack? Good Lord, Jack, I wanted to talk to you. Was wondering if you'd call. How do you feel?
I'm good, Mrs. Markham. Better than ever. The back pain is gone, the insomnia is gone, my hair is growing back, and my pathological indecisiveness seems to have run off somewhere.
Jack, if you think I had anything to do with that...
I'll waste no more time trying to think, Mrs. Markham. Every second counts. There's a lot to do. And one of those things is finding Laura.
Jack, your tone is scaring me.
Good. Turns out I have a knack for that. Scaring people. So, Mrs. Markham, I'm gonna look for my wife, and if you somehow get in my way, I'll send a special squad to your house. First they'll throw your dog in the fire, then they'll arrest you for prostitution.
Nice.
What? What the hell? Prostitution?
Sometimes it's necessary to invent charges. It's not like I can arrest you for being an unbearable bitch.
Wow.
Emma, I need a detective.
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. What shift?
No, not one of ours. A private detective.
Oh.
I know that when your father stole your mother's jewelry and left her, you hired a private investigator. You didn't go to the police.
You know, Mr. Boyd, it was a family problem, and we felt that it would...
I understand perfectly, Emma. You don't need to explain anything. I'm in a similar situation. As you might have heard, my wife left the house. She's missing, you could say.
I'm not sure what you're...
I know you've heard all about it. I want her found, but I don't want the department involved. Same reason you didn't. So I decided to hire your private detective. Think you can arrange it?
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. I'll call him and arrange everything. And don't worry, he'll keep it a secret.
Fine. What do you need from me?
Well, just gather all the information that might be useful and put it in an envelope, bring it to me, and I'll take it to him.
Good. Okay, take the day off tomorrow and get a good night's sleep. The day after tomorrow, I'll have that envelope for you.
Okay. Yet another darkish turn in the story, and it's a good time to end this episode, I think. So I will see you guys next time. I was getting a little disillusioned with the lack of story, but the last couple of episodes have absolutely affirmed my faith. I think that it's paced to perfection. It lets you think it's gonna get a little bit monotonous, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 twist, twist. Let's go, continue onwards. I didn't fall out of love with the game. The game itself, it's simplistic, but you know, it's fun enough. But when the story kicks in, that's when this game really brings itself. So I will see you guys in the next episode, which will be coming tomorrow. Till then, thanks for watching, and bye for now.